Wildcats. On this edition of Arizona All Access, Miranda Siebert, our head dietitian for Arizona football, is giving us an inside look into how she fuels our players. Now, Miranda, you arrived here in Tucson basically the beginning of this year. What was your first priority when you arrived here?
For our guys, it's really about how can we put nutrition in an aspect that they kind of understand. The Zone In app is something that we use to be able to communicate to the guys a little bit better about what their needs are. The biggest thing is we need them to visualize and understand how much food they're actually eating.
What is the average number of calories that a football player consumes?
Ooh, that's a good question. So it can range. It really kind of depends on their activity level, how many reps they're getting, and by reps I mean the amount of times that they're hitting the field. Some guys, like wide receivers, they're gonna be running routes pretty much all day long. Their yardage is amazing. Then we have our bigger guys. So those bigger guys definitely need a lot more. So I'd say for them, a good range is probably 5,200 to 6,000 calories or even more on top of that. Yeah, imagine trying to get 6,000 calories in a day.
But you help them in that aspect. You provide, especially in season, every single meal, every snack that these guys consume. Can you walk us through what a typical pre-game, pre-practice meal looks like?
Pre-practice meals are going to be something that's a little on the lighter side. We've got a good kind of complex carbohydrates, a balance of lean proteins. Don't want really high fatty foods on there because that could upset their stomach. We also provide shakes as well, just in case they kind of need a little extra boost.
And you work closely with BDK Bear Down Kitchen upstairs.
Yes.
What's your relationship with them like?
We meet every single week, multiple times a week. My background isn't really necessarily in culinary aspect, so I kind of lean on them for that and different ideas here and there. But based off of the training loads and training days that we have for these guys, we have to make it kind of specific. On days that we kind of have high activity levels, or we know we're gonna be practicing 3 to 4 times a week, especially in season, we wanna make sure we're getting high omega-3 foods, we're getting a lot of carbohydrates in, we're able to kind of balance that with good fruits and vegetables.
You always have snacks on hand.
Yes.
In here, on the practice field.
Yes.
What are some of your go-to snacks?
I love to give snacks that I would personally eat myself. I'm never gonna give a player something that he's not going to like. So I would say anything from fruit snacks to Rice Krispie treats over here. My favorite are the Honey Stinger waffles for sure.
And behind us too is this big array of vitamins and nutrients. So how do you work with players to make sure that they're getting those correct levels?
Absolutely. So we always do labs. During annual physicals, we go ahead and take those lab values and I'm able to see their progress. We want to make sure that we have high omega-3s and a good balance of those. Magnesium is another one as well. We want to make sure they have good muscle action or they need to be sleeping enough. So making sure that they're taking the right amounts to get a good night's rest.
This upcoming season, Wildcats, we get a big win.
Yes,
What's
absolutely.
your go-to post-game celebratory meal?
Ooh, anything with a bunch of carbs. Pasta, rice. It's basically, what do they want? This is a celebratory meal for them. They put in all this effort. Let's give them something that they want.
Well, thank you so much, Miranda, not only for your time today, but for all that you do for our guys and for giving us this all-access pass into nutrition.
Anytime.